Hello everyone, my name is Bridget. Welcome to my channel. Like many others that grew up in the 2000s, I went through an emo phase. Well, we all know it's not a phase. As the famous saying goes, you can take the emo out of the hot topic, but you can't take the hot topic out of the emo. There's a point to this, I promise. I've grown out of a lot of the emo music I used to listen to, but one of the few emo bands I do still listen to and adore to this day is the band Brand New. Brand New was a quintessential band in 2000s emo music, and in my opinion, they stand with My Chemical Romance as being the two emo giants. I actually think referring to Brand New as an emo band is doing them a disservice, because their music goes a lot deeper than that, both lyrically and sonically. Brand New has been one of my favorite bands for a long time, but I watched my entire world shatter in front of my eyes in 2017, when allegations against lead singer Jesse Lacey began to crop up. A couple women came forward and accused Lacey of soliciting explicit photos from them in the early 2000s, while they were underage and Lacey was in his early 20s. Needless to say, I was heartbroken by these allegations, and I was faced with a dilemma. Do I continue to support this band despite the more than questionable actions of Jesse Lacey? Or do I disregard the band's entire catalog of music now knowing what Jesse Lacey had done? Now, much to Jesse Lacey's credit, he did admit to what he had done and formally apologized, stating that he previously sought treatment for the sex addiction he struggled with through his early 20s, which is more than you can say for most people in his situation that would just sweep the allegations under the rug and pretend they didn't happen. In 2017, at the time these allegations against Jesse Lacey arose, the hashtag MeToo movement was at its peak. Hollywood was plagued every day with new allegations and accusations against some celebrity or artist, and it felt like nobody was safe. Many crucial figures in Hollywood were affected by this movement, including Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K., and most famously, Harvey Weinstein. Now, I want to be clear that the actions of these men are despicable. I am not defending them as people in any way. However, I'm more posing the question if we should still continue to support their art despite these men doing some pretty terrible things. Now, I love Kevin Spacey as an actor. I think he is hands down one of the best actors of the last 30 years. If you look at films like American Beauty or Seven, those films would not be as good as they are without Kevin Spacey's incredible acting. But amidst the Me Too movement, Kevin Spacey came under some pretty heavy fire when fellow actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of sexual misconduct when Rapp was 14 and Spacey was 26. And during this time, I was really struggling with whether I could still watch Kevin Spacey movies and not think about the things he had done. Now, I'm not going to be too hard on Kevin Spacey because ultimately he was found not guilty and the charges were dropped, but you know who else was found not guilty? OJ. These allegations beg the question, should we no longer support great artists when they've done bad things? Or conversely, should we be able to separate the art from the artist and still support their art without condoning the things they've done? That is, if it is even possible to truly separate the art from the artist, or if, in many cases, the art is really just an extension of the artist themselves. To be an actor as great as Kevin Spacey, or to be as incredible of a songwriter as Jesse Lacey, you have to pour so much of your heart and soul into your craft. I mean, if you look at Jesse Lacey's lyrics, many times they read as a confession. Themes of guilt and desperately trying to be a good person but continually failing ring true throughout all of Brand New's music. If you look at a song like Jesus Christ, there's lyrics like, "If they don't put me away, it would be a miracle." Or if you look at their song Degausser, Jesse Lacey says, "Now some saint got the job of writing down my sins." To me, these are clear confessions of a man who knows he's done bad things in the past. While obviously I am not defending the actions of these men, you have to wonder sometimes if that edginess and darkness inside these artists is what makes them so good at what they do. The tortured artist trope exists for a reason. Many great artists across centuries have struggled really deeply in their personal lives and with mental issues. You have to wonder if their art is a way for them to get these bad thoughts out. Just because someone is a great artist, that does not make them a good person. And just because someone is a good person, that does not make them a great artist. I mean, normal people don't write "The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me." We have to understand as fans that artists are just humans. They're just people like us, and they have their flaws and their issues. It's important to not idolize these celebrities and artists just because they make great music or because they're a great actor. I also think what causes some artists to remain uncancelable is if their art is greater than how bad the thing they did is. Now, if you take someone like Kanye West, he's said a lot of really really questionable things. But he still remains one of the most listened to artists on Spotify. However, I think if Kanye was not so good at what he does, his fans would have kicked him to the curb a long time ago. If you take someone like Roman Polanski, who was arrested and convicted of sexual assault of a minor, what he did was horrible and unforgivable in every possible way. But he made some of the most influential films of all time, Rosemary's Baby and Chinatown. I mean, to completely disregard his incredible films because of his horrible actions, you're also discounting all of the films that were inspired by his films. Roman Polanski being an absolute trash human does not make Rosemary's Baby any less great of a movie. Furthermore, especially when it comes to film, there's so many people involved in the making of a film that it really doesn't make sense to boycott films that have a certain person in it who's done bad things. Because in turn, you're punishing everyone else who was completely innocent that also worked on that film. And a lot of this comes down to your own moral code, and how do you feel about the situation? When you're watching a movie directed by Roman Polanski, can you simply enjoy the movie for what it is, or are Polanski's actions lingering in the back of your mind while you're watching it? To conclude, Hollywood and the entertainment industry in general is full of terrible people. The only difference is some people get caught and their actions are made public. While that doesn't make the actions of these people any better, if you were to boycott every project in Hollywood that a terrible person was a part of, you would never be able to watch any movies. And you would be punishing all of the completely innocent people who also helped work on that project. For me, I don't intend to stop listening to Brand New or to not watch Kevin Spacey or Roman Polanski movies because of what they've done. I can totally see both sides of the coin with this argument, so comment below what your thoughts are. Are you able to separate the art from the artist, or do you stop supporting an artist when ugly things come out about them? Anyways, that's my take on separating the art from the artist and when good artists do bad things. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And thank you all so much for 150 subscribers. I've only been doing YouTube for a month, and I'm really appreciative of every single one of you who supports my content and values what I have to say. Thank you all so much for the support, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.